So on the widest setting, the center of these safety pins here is 400 millimeters. I'm using 50 centimeter light bar, and what I've done here is I've drilled holes in the saw bar in the drill press to accommodate these safety pins here. This way I can attach the saw safely without the saw bar and the chainsaw slipping out. It is possible to remove these safety pins, but we do not recommend it. So the ClampMill has these over the center locking clamps for the saw bar attachment. When you take it out of the box, these are not adjusted properly. You have to insert the saw bar as I previously showed and clamp it down so the handle is in the horizontal position, but then use a 19mm spanner to tighten this nut here and tighten it until this handle locks in place with, not too hard, but it has to be nice and firm, like that. These knobs are for adjusting the cut depth. You have to loosen it like half a turn and then you can pull it. Then you can adjust the cut depth. And then it snaps in place by itself, and then you have to tighten it again to remove any slack. The hand crank is actuated by pushing it down. Then you can see that it starts to pull the saw carriage once you have attached the whole ClampMill to a log. The strap tightens around this rubber drive roller, and then you can advance the saw. You take the ClampMill, you set the far end on the log, then you release the ratchet so that the strap goes through it freely, and then with this fork on this log you have to remove the gap between the grab here down below and the log end, and then you just push it in place. Now when the strap is a bit loose, give it like a half a turn so the strap is wrapped around the ratchet, and then you don't need much force on the log. You just need the ClampMill to stay put. So just couple of pushes with this ratchet and it is clamping the log quite nicely already. You don't have to strap down a 5-ton load with it. You just have to attach it to the log so it doesn't slip off. To attach the ClampMill to the log, you have to have this play here. The extra strap you can wrap around this end here. Now while pushing the hand crank down, you can start advancing the saw. So in the assembly video I showed you this nut here. This was finger tight, but once the ClampMill is on the log, the beam wants to concave, and that's why this nut is here. It's also here for holding on the end caps, but mainly because it will put a counter force on the beam so the beam does not concave. What I figured is just from finger tight you take your saw spanner 13mm end and give it a turn, one turn. you don't have to over tighten it